Hey, my name is Jupiter. I'm from Manlius, New York, and what I do here on Twitch, I stream a game called Keyforge. Do you like dinosaurs? And here we go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Boom. And we're in, yo. It's your boy. It's Jupiter from Manlius, New York, coming at you at the 2 o'clock stream for the KFPL. We are now associated with the Keyforge or the Crazy Killing Machine Network. So you'll see that being a synonymous thing now with CKM and the KFPL. And our first big event is going to be this fall mass mutation madness. It is going to be 2-deck survival, mass mutations only, to give them its due, since mass mutations hasn't really had a lot to do lately. Since it's came out and it's about to get out of rotation with Dark Tidings coming in, like we figured we should do something with mass mutations. So here it is. It's only a $10 entry fee. 80% of that is going back into the prize pool for every person. So if it's a huge tournament, lots of cash for everybody. If it's a smaller tournament, still cash for everybody. Top 8 will get rewarded out on percentage base, and just for showing up, you have a chance to win 20 Dark Amber tokens from Luxury Playstyle. Maddie was nice enough to donate us 20 Amber tokens for that. So we are going to be looking for that now. It says more details in the attached, but let's get to talking about these attachments and how things are going to be. 667 EKIP. I don't know what that means, Toad Life, but thanks for showing up, and awesome. But so what we're looking for here is, like, what does this mean, right? What does the Crazy Killing Machine Network mean for the KFPL? Um, it's a French rapper gimmick. Oh, okay, I got you. But so what does that mean? I don't like. It means basically this. We're gonna go ahead and move into some explanations, right? So here it is, the Crazy Killing Machine Network. This is their website. It's crazykillingmachinenetwork.co.uk if you want to find this. And as you can see, there's a lot of things going on. The Code group is underneath here too, and they basically have an association with this network, and now we're part of the network as well. So hand in hand, two of the best two of the best tournaments going on in one place for you. But we're here to talk about the KFPL. So if you come in, you can basically click on the KFPL home page, and it will take you to our mission statement, and it will bring you to a bracket where you can see season one and tournaments and media, meet the team, etc., etc. So you can come in here and click on those things and figure out what it is. But the cool thing I wanted to bring up is we have the season one. If you hit click on season one, you break down into the groups, and then let's say you want to know how Group A is doing, you click on Group A, and you would be able to get instant real-time highlights of all the rounds. So you can see here in this week, we already have 3 games played and we have results and stuff like that. If you wanted to know exactly how everything stands and where it is going as far as the league goes. As you can see, we have 6 rounds, so we have 4 more weeks after this week to go before we get to the top 16, and the top 16 will be a live event on Twitch. So that's phase 1 right there of how cool and how to get to know your people. How do you get to know your people? You come to the player directory. Now you see we're working on basically creating a player profile sheet for everybody so that you can basically find your favorite player and you can basically learn about them and tell them what they want. So let's say Alestro84 is your guy. You'd be able to click on him and they would tell you what team he's a part of, not affiliated. He's in Group C. He's from Italy. And these are the 3 decks that he's rocking for the event. So if you wanted to do some research on your people, boom, there you go. Nice and easy, simple. It's something that everybody can benefit from as far as the trying to figure out what's going on in the league and what people are playing and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty neat. Carl and Steve are doing a great job of getting all this stuff together and putting it out there. As far as media goes, that'd be us. You'd basically be able to find the latest podcast that I've done. Plus, you get like updated links to the YouTube content. Just by clicking on the YouTube content, it'll take you right to the YouTube content, and you can see all the matches that are being downloaded on a weekly basis. Today we just downloaded week 2 Andy versus Zaus. So if you want to check that out, please do. Make sure that you are subscribing and following to all the proper places so that you're getting the notification that you need. As you see, we're going through a facelift here as well. Everything looking much nicer thanks to Muffins and all the work she's doing to help with the media and getting it squared up and online. We are dead serious about what we're trying to do here, and I think we're off to a good start. And there's a lot more to come, and a lot more things that we're working on in the background to get this looking proper and super sweet to you. So with that said, if you have any questions about anything, here is your source. As far as the one tournament that we were talking about, here is the upcoming tournament banner that we just said, and here's the following information that we were basically talking about. You see, first place will get 25% of the pool and an invite to the KFPL Season 2. So that's something that we normally are not going to do, but for this first event, we wanted it to be big and have a real weight for you guys that are going to participate in it. So not only do you get a chance at 25% of the pool, but you also get an invitation to Season 8. And then you see working its way down, second place will get 15, third and fourth 10, and then 5 through 8 will get 5%. And then when you get to the top 8, if you guys want to split the pool, you can split the pool if you like to, but the invitation will only go to the person who wins. So you do have to play out for the invitation, but you could feel free to split the money evenly. That would be fine by us. But the remaining 20% will basically go towards Season 2 League prize pool and other transaction fees and stuff that we have with PayPal with people using it. As you can see here, the 20 Dark Amber tokens from Lecture's playstyle will be awarded to one random participant. So you can take a look at the beauties. These are what they look like. 100% on board with these. These things are absolutely awesome. And I did a video on these, and it stated how awesome of a job that Maddie is doing. You can see here it is a $55 retail price gift, basically, that he's spotted us to basically to give out to one lucky winner. And you don't have to win. You just have to show up, and you're going to be in a draft. We're going to spin the wheel, let Harlan have his fun, and somebody will win a set of these beautiful custom tokens. So if that's your thing, there they are. Come get them. It'd be really cool. How do you subscribe how do you get into the tournament? You need to fill out the registration form and then send the $10 payment to this PayPal me KFPL CKM link, and it'll be in the PayPal pool, and we'll basically be able to give you the numbers when the tournament comes down, and we will basically be added manually to challenge by Z once everything is completed and we are official that we have all your stuff in and stuff. You'll be put into the challenge bracket. So any questions with that, feel free to reach out to Z, Carl, or Steve. They are all people who are in charge of all of that now. I just have to worry about being there to podcast it, or to stream it. So that makes me happy because it's way less stress at that point. So with all that said and done, the people who are here, we had 3 viewers. I could either play some games if you guys want me to play some games, or we could watch a video. We can watch a game and we can do some commentary on it. If we want to do commentary, then maybe I will pull up yesterday's game, because yesterday's game I got busy because Harlan was still here because it was Columbus Day. Didn't have school and he was really loud and ruckus, so it's like I had to leave it muted. But if there is a specific game in the league that you would want to see, I would be more than glad to watch it with you guys and talk about it, because there's some really good games out there, and I've been putting them on YouTube now. They'll be going on to YouTube as soon as they're recorded. As soon as the people play, I have it recorded. I instantly put it up onto YouTube now. I'm doing commentary while they play to make it faster, because the first week's idea of putting them all in the Dropbox and doing them that way was a failure as far as like the ability I would have to turn it around. I thought I'd have more people that were helping me like produce this stuff, but I don't. So I am stepping back to something more reasonable paced and something better. It won't be as high a quality as what I was hoping to do, but starting in season 2, we might be able to fix that. So I have more time because I won't be trying to do everything. So that's great. And that's part of the reason why the CKM network is important to me. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's pick a video, I guess. Let's watch a video. Let's see, which video should we talk about today? How about we do... Oh, thanks, Joe. It's not awesome, but it's good. Thanks for the plus on that, but I think we're gonna do better and better. It's gonna get better. So let's go ahead and talk about what game do we want to play here. I think let's watch Xiar and Peavy, because this is a game that we did yesterday that I actually didn't get to do much with because of Harlan. He got really loud, so there's really not a lot of audio to this, and I could basically hit that out of the way, and I think that would be the one that we want to do. So let me pop this down. Whoops, beep. There we go. There's the video for the banner one more time. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to get this to show though. What's up with that? Why am I not able to? What am I doing wrong? I'm being silly again. There we go. Okay. And then close the overlay. Okay, this is the overlay that's on the video. That's why it's messing with me, right? Yeah, there we go. So this is me talking about the game we're about to get into. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. All right, so what we had here is we have some people playing some pretty solid decks, right? We're playing She Who Tampers with Harmony, which is basically a big Saurian board with 2 Nature's Calls, Flaxia, like Taliga, Naubil, like lots of interesting, like untamed, like game like flexibility to it, like right where it's like he has a lot of ways to get utility out of Untamed, but it's not the burst Untamed that we're used to. But it does go big, and it does do big things. Then we have a really neat Star Alliance set where like he has Tachyon Pulse, so he's like really in a good position to fight off artifacts with this deck. But he also has like Fran and some other things like Disruption Field that help with the Amber control. But the real beast of this deck is obviously in the Saurian house, where he has 3 Phalanx Strikes, Axiom of Gris, lots of board control, Favor of Rex, which is a great card, and then we have Ludo and Gargantodon, Philosophers, like just all kinds of like value good stuff. Come on up, Angus. Angus wants to say hello. Oh, come on, you big klutz. Come on up. Are you coming up? You gotta come up. Commit. I know you're getting fat. Come on. Let's go up. You coming up? Wouldn't be a stream without Angus. Angus has to say hello. I can see an emoji coming for you, buddy. But so there is Angus. Say right here. Look right here. Look at the people. Show them your pretty eyes. Oh, you're not gonna show them? Okay. He wants his back scratched. He's just being needy. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. Look at the baby kitty. Say, look at my baby kitty. All right, cool. All right, so with that said, we'll move on a little bit to the next deck. I don't know if Not Too Night's here to have value for you. And this deck is Azawan. Azawin, the Fate Breaker of the Details. And this deck is basically a Binite Rupture, like a Briggs deck. It doesn't have the like Helper Bot payout, but it's a Briggs deck that has Nature's Call with Chota Hazri, Heart of the Forest, and it has Martian Generosity. So this is like an all-purpose like combo deck. Like it has ways to beat you like 100 different ways, and you just have to figure out like how to get to that point. So this is my other baby when Harlan's not around, right, Angus? All right, buddy, go away while I watch this. So let's take a peek at this game and see how it goes. These guys really came out swinging hard and stuff. So we'll see. In this first game, opening hands were looking pretty solid. So interesting fact here was in the first hand, we saw that Peavy had Martian Generosity, Mars First, Think Drone, and another Mars First, and an interdimensional graft and a Save the Pack. And he chose to mulligan that away, which I was shocked because I honestly thought that was a pretty strong starting hand. And he actually mulligans it away and comes back with a lot weaker hand in having a Fog Bank and Inca standardized testing and stuff. So I'm not sure if that mulligan paid off for him in the long run, but either way, this the deck that he's playing is great. So right here you see a giant Nobil come out. The Nobil is basically after a player chooses an active house that basically it destroys an artifact of that house. So it's a pretty good utility creature, and it's a 5 power, so it sticks to the board pretty good. It's a little bit hard to deal with, and I like it. It's not a horrible thing. So we'll push forward here. We see that after the Nobil, we had a couple of like rapid fire turns where things got heated. There's a couple of zaps, like board clearing type stuff. We had a standardized testing that went off. We had all kinds of stuff as the board was taking like a really crazy chaotic back and forth where they were basically just jabbing at each other, doing their thing, trying to get as much out of it as they could. So now we start to see a board presence come down as he plays a Perfectus Ludo, which is going to protect his amber, the Philosophosaurus, and the Theocurion, which is going to capture some amber, and basically start to push on Xiar to have a reaction to the board state again. But Xiar does have a Strange Gizmo on the board, and the Strange Gizmo is one that is going to loom over the board state. So most of the time, Strange Gizmo is a great card because it's basically making your opponent play less cards that they normally would play because they don't want to overcommit to the Strange Gizmo going off. So there's two ways you can attack that. You can either let them have their key to get it off the board, or you can deny them as much amber as possible for as long as you can and run the gambit that you can stop them from ever making a key to burst that Gizmo. The problem with the Xiar's deck, though, is that Xiar has combos that make keys. So if he hits one of those combos, then the board state is still going to get blown up. So there's a lot of caution that has to go into the way that you approach this Strange Gizmo, not to lose like an incredible amount of value for the card when it does actually go off. So we'll see how this turns out and how it goes. As you see, they move forward. It is now Peavy's turn with the 3 amber to 3 amber count, as they continue to go and jar for position in this first game. I've noticed in the league that most of the first games go pretty long as they try to figure things out, and then the second and third games usually go pretty fast compared to the first game, because people kind of get to see the deck and feel the deck out, and then they know kind of where they need to be with it in the second games. So that's always an interesting thing. All right, so here you see him play Unnatural Selection. The Unnatural Selection basically clears out down some of the board, but main threats are still on the board for Xiar and being the Strange Gizmo and not really being able to get value. So the unnatural selection, the cauldron boil, and the nature's call, all that stuff was just basically used to make amber and get to 6 so they could put some key pressure on Xiar. And here Xiar responds with his own nature's call to get bounce things back. It plays a Tandelion and a Rustnar. Again, we're seeing some utility creatures from Untamed. Not bursty creatures, just the utility creatures. So he is going to bring back his dinos. And here he plays the Failing Strike to deal 2 damage. He takes the Amber and does 2 more damage to get rid of that Rustnar because he wanted to kill it. Alright, so now here we have ourselves a backup copy played onto the Philosophosaur. Don't let that marker fool you. That marker is not me at this point. That is for me yesterday when I was watching as I was listening and talking to the game. But interesting lines. The Philosophosaur is one of my favorite cards, and that's what I'm probably talking about right here, is that that you may basically look at the top 3 cards of your deck, archive 1, add 1 to your hand, and discard 1. So that's just like a great filter card that you can get moving. If you get moving, it can end up being a lot of card value for you. This is also the game where I kind of, in the latter round, I forgot to take the banner down, and it was muted through the whole thing, even though I was talking about it. That's why I'm restreaming it now, so that you guys will get some of my thoughts about it. But here you see the game bouncing back and forth again. This time around, Xiar is going to be able to get his key. There's not really too much that can happen to stop him from getting his key at this point, but so goes the game. So it's 1-1 with both hands looking pretty fat, and Strange Gizmo getting bounced back makes it so that things don't die right away, but then he follows up with another Strange Gizmo play. So Nature's Calls all day long in this deck. In these 2 decks, there's interesting utility from both of the Untamed suites, not being normal bursts. You have Logos doing Logos things where they're basically archiving and just growing the board states. Strange Gizmo putting board states on lockdown. Richard would be happy with that. Richard Hader, he's a Bizarre Bedoul. He is, which actually means Strange Gizmo in French, I guess. And he is very much a fan of Strange Gizmo. So this is the kind of deck everybody would like Xiar's deck though. Xiar's deck is probably one of the best Martial Generosity decks in the world, easily, as far as like what it does. It has so many tricks, it's ridiculous. Getting those tricks to line up sometimes is not easy, but it's got a lot of gameplay to it. So here we see Xiar taking his time to think about what is going to happen here. So he gives up his Archimedes to help kill the Taliga, which makes sense, because Taliga can definitely spike Amber if it is not dealt with. Witch of the Wild is another interesting card in Xiar's deck because it allows you to play Chota like on any turn, which is super dangerous, right? Like it's interesting. So there's the Heart of the Forest showing itself, and again showing you guys the deck list to see how much stuff is actually in this deck and how gross it can be as far as like all the different tricks. So here we see the medic come into play, starting the ward. So now we're waiting on Xiar as he thinks about what kind of turn he wants to take, even though his choices are pretty limited right here, right? Like, he's either going Untamed or Mars. Going Mars doesn't seem great here because of the amount of cards he would have to hold in his hand. But Untamed isn't really moving the board in any way, so it's kind of a catch-22 of what he would choose to do. So he's going to choose to cycle his hand, I'm guessing, for the most part. Which is probably the right call when you have 5 cards sitting in your hand that are just kind of clogging you up. Unfortunately, they don't have high impact on the game at this point. I guess the Fog Bank is a little bit impact, but it's not too much. The Inca does show back up with the Regrowth, which is a strong card. I'm a big fan of Inca. As you know, my favorite deck is the eventually obtuse Inca, which is deck served me well in my first prime ever and got me qualified for Worlds. So that deck will always be my deck. I always love it. So then we see the Witch of the Wild. Now you see the Choda. So, and it's Martian Generosity as well. So that is interesting, a big pool with the Binite Rupture as well. So you see like three different types of combos all starting to percolate in his hand, but it's just a matter of how do you shut off the alley to each of them. That's the key, right? So right now I think the board state is dangerous. So, and I think Peavy recognized that, and he's going to use his Axiom and his Phalanx Strikes to take care of the board as best as he can. So he holds on to the Axiom as backup just in case. Even though Desire doesn't really play a lot to the board as far as creatures go. But there's really no reason not to keep it back as a safety valve, right? He was able to get to 6 and put him on check and make him have to pay 7. So, and he's on check. He's not on check because he has to pay 1 extra as well, but if something were to happen to the Murmuk, then he would be into a key, so it's pretty big. But also, the Murmuk stopped him from forging a key, and the Martian Generosity in his hand now is going to blow up and be ginormous. He's going to get 14 cards, 14 cards off of the Martian Generosity when he plays it. That is almost guaranteed a key abduction at this point because there is 25 cards that he can draw from, and he's going to draw a total of 14 of those cards. So he has like a 66% chance that he's going to hit, like roundabout math, a 66% chance that he's going to hit his key abduction. And there it is. He pulls it all to his hand, and I can see the key abduction as the first Mars card in his grip. Right? Is that wrong? I didn't catch whether it was. I'm pretty sure that's the key abduction. If it's not the key abduction, then that was a major backfire. I forgot. There's destructive analysis. It might be a Flotsam, actually. I don't know. Was that wrong? No, that's got to be a key abduction. Yeah, key abduction. There you go. Boom. And now he has the Flotsam. Or the Strange Gizmo goes off, so he kills the board with that, and now he can go back and play the cards he needs to play. Getting far ahead in this game. Next turn he has Full Moon into a bunch of creatures, and like he can regrowth the Choda and win, or he has the Choda in hand still, so yeah, next turn he should be able to win with just by doing an Untamed turn with Full Moon. and he should be able to chart out his key. With 8 viewers watching, thank you for showing up. Say hi in the stream. Let's have a discussion. It should only be about a couple seconds lag, so I can actually interact with you guys today. Normally when I record these live, then the stream is delayed by 30 minutes, but that is not true today, as today it is live recap of yesterday because we didn't have a thing. So actually let me create a color source to put over that. Select the color, we're gonna go black. Okay, okay. Woo! Blocking out the whole screen like that. There you go. So that was the end of the game, like that last game. So you guys missed it, but it was basically Xiar declared his check, and Peavy realized he wasn't going to be able to do much of anything, and the game just ended on Xiar making his key. So there you go. Anticlimactic, but still everything in place for an easy win there. So we're going to move forward. I blocked out that message so people wouldn't be fooled by it. But here we go into round 2. We already see Archimedes onto the board, and a play of the Phalanx Strike basically out of the way. So this is a person unfamiliar with the deck playing a super combo deck, and we'll see how he does. While Xiar tries to 2-0 him by beating him with his own deck. Xiar had a pretty good start to this game too. He had the Taliga in hand with the Flaxia. There's a lot of things that could have happened here that like maybe didn't. Let's take a rewind. I want to check. Okay, so he didn't have the Flaxia. He has the Flaxia, but he doesn't have a second creature, and that's why he kind of got stuck here. And like going in here, going forward, he had a little bit more of an issue with that. So get back up to speed. 33 minutes, so we're going to have to zoom past a little bit, but we can do that at the end. At the end, there's some dead space at the end that we can kind of kill off and trim it down to get it into this hour, and then I can go get Harlan from school. He's first day back to school since he's been sick, so he was excited. He loves school. So here we go, and we have Xiar basically forging. We're not forging a key yet. He only has 3 amber. Gotta move this off so we don't have this like little screen in your guys' way. The timer screen. So Xiar's taking his time thinking about stuff. That 3 minutes was not accurate. I mean, that was 3 minutes plus like a bunch more. So. Pay no mind to that clock. They did not set it right. Maybe they did set it right in this game. I don't know. One person did yesterday, one person didn't. They all kind of meshed together for me. So that's why I like doing these recaps with y'all, because we're able to watch the game and I don't have to be brain dead trying to figure everything out. We can just hit play and talk about it. So here you see that he basically pushes forward with a pretty big turn and uses his zap to basically do some damage on the board for all the Martians that were on under the Star Alliance. He did hit stealth mode as well, which keeps him from playing anything. So he opts to just discard the regrowth instead of keeping it for a rainy day because he was not allowed to play it. So. Inca looming behind a taunt is pretty strong. But you can see that he does have phalanx strikes, so he can phalanx strike for up to 8 damage total. It's quite a bit. Like he can basically clear off the Inca, the Rusnar, and the Archimedes all in one swoop. One swoop. and get a couple amber out of it. Woo. Archimedes is first to go. Inca is second, and he does not care about the Rustnar. Does not give him extra. So there's my Fall Mass Mutation Madness reminder. 2-deck survival. Mass Mutations through on November 7th, 11 a.m. through the day. Rounds will be determined by how many people we get signed up, but it'll be fun. If you have any questions, talk to Z or Carl about it. Mostly Z, I would say. Another option that we're looking to put into place for the league is that we're gonna have running totals. So we have like a cup that like people who win the league and do like get points through the first league, they'll all have points for going into the second league, and then at the end of the second league, the sum of the second league and the first league will give the trophy to the person who wins, kind of like a Calder Cup type thing for if you follow hockey. So like the person basically who is scoring the most points in the league and staying active in the league will basically win the trophy at the end of each season. And we're gonna have like a little nameplate on a little GIF for it, and you'll be immortalized that way. But as soon as you fall out of standing in the league, if you fall out of a season, like you don't qualify for the finals and get a promotion into the next season, if you don't, or you don't win it back in a pre-qualifier at the start of that season that you're not in it, then your points go away. So like everybody has a chance to catch the king of the mountain sort of deal. So that should be a fun thing coming soon for us and the people who want to play, to kind of get you guys hyped up a little bit about wanting to play and getting in. And as always, if you don't want to play in the cash tournaments that we have that are helping fund this thing, we are still going to have free pre-qualifiers. Like there's no cost for you to try to get in the league. There are going to be plenty of spots that are going to be up for free as well. The $10 ones again are mostly payouts for people who want to just play like in a competitive tournament with a little bit on the line, and to help kind of supplement the money that is that we're trying to put back into the league and try to grow the league. So the more people that can be involved and will be involved, like the better it is. And then the people who can afford to do that, they basically contribute. That's like their way of doing Patreon for us, because we don't want to. I don't want to do a Patreon. I'm very stubborn about that. But you get something back out of. You get a little bit of experience back out of it, and you get the kickback 80% of it, and like 20% that we take is really not going to be that big of a cut compared to the amount of time and efforts that we put in. Plus, all that money is going to end up somehow or another back into the overall to the payout for the league. So you guys have hopefully we're bringing you something of quality and of stake, right? Like there's something on the line when you play with us, and we always want you to feel like you have a chance to advance yourself in the league or in the standing of the league with us when we do that. So that said, thank you again for all your supports and the people who are listening and are going to take the time to do that. Back to this game, we see that the Heart of the Forest has locked down the game a little bit and slowed things down, but it was not long for this world as you see the strange gizmo go off and blow up the blow up the Heart of the Forest. So here comes the Think Drone. The Think Drone basically in the Proliferator with the Exterminate being discarded. Music again is by the Bass Rebels. They are a free Twitch music list that is on. All you have to do is promote them and tell people who it is that's doing it. Put a little note in your message, and you can listen to the music on there. And it's one of the best playlists I think that I've heard on YouTube yet. For having a little bit of a diversity of style and not just being a bunch of electronic crap that I don't want to listen to. But some people like the electronic crap, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But but I said it, so there I said it. It's my opinion. So you see here, the counter is at 56 minutes. and counting. So. Mm-hmm. So here we see there is a large amount of cards going into the hand of Peavy as he plays his Martian Generosity, but he did not get very lucky on his swing as he was not able to really get a lot of Martian cards out of it, oddly. So it's kind of a misfire on the on that combo piece, and that gave a window for Peavy to, or for Xiar to make a move here. But the cards in Xiar's hand weren't really over beneficial to his cause, right? Like the best thing he can do is get into Star Alliance and get some more value out of the Reap and try to set up. But there's nothing really that's going to push the Amber count to any kind of threat here, which is the dangerous piece, right? The other person that opened and sold Azwan, such a meme that loaded. He kept it, alas. Oh, Kelly, that's sad because Azawin is amazing. I so want that deck. I'm very sad. For Martian Generosity, that's about as good of a deck as I think you could get for it. It may be meme, but it has a lot of play value in it. I don't know if it's great, like say in a triad kind of great, but for adaptive, the deck is insane. It's pretty fun to play. I had a long talk with Xiar about it after like the first time I saw him play it, and he was like, I named pretty much all the combos in it, and he was impressed because he's like, most people can't see like the Think Drone and the Witch of the Wilds and all the little things, but the detail there in the deck is like, it's in the numbers, man. It's like every card has a pretty good impact on the game if it's played at the right time. So I was very excited to see Aswin. It was one of the more fun decks I've seen in the tournament so far. And it's so dangerous. Like, it's always threatening to win. That's funny. That's the beauty of Keyforge too, is that you have the ability to have different decks that come out, and basically they have different values based on the type of format that you're going to play them in. So that means like every deck has potential value in some format, and the people then can like kind of plan into the formats that they want to play. So that's kind of a neat concept with Keyforge. I think that helps maintain the interest in the game because you basically get to continually seek new ideas of what a great deck is and what a great deck isn't, right? Because it really depends on the format that you play in. Um, when you play Triad, basically you're playing three decks, and the worst deck is the one that is the weakest link is the deck that matters most. So if you have a really weak link and two amazing decks, Triad is horrible for you because you'll never win with the third deck, and that is definitely a money in money out kind of adventure. So here we see we're starting to wrap up on this game at 2-2 now, where the Heart of the Force has no relevance, and now all we have to do is we need to see Peavy get to a instance where he can basically forge and win. But Xiar has some ideas of his own as far as how he's going to stop that. So we'll see what happens here. Thank you for tuning in, Kelly. It's nice to see you. whoever else stops by. This is an awkward hour, I know, to be streaming for most people. But oh, I see Jay. Jay, what's up? Jason Bargender. He's awesome. I've known him for a long time. I see All for One from the Cote League peeking in on me, and a bunch of other people. Quig, Princess League, and Super Flash, which I'm guessing are probably bots. But if you're not, say hi, and I'll say hi back. But we will continue with this as we move forward. Following the stream here, I believe Cote will be streaming on the backside of this, so I'll make sure that we drop a raid in if they start around 3 o'clock on time. Well, maybe start a little bit earlier so I can drop the raid and get out of here because I got to go get Harlan. But all in all, we are brothers in Keyforge, sisters and brothers. Come on up, Angus. Come say hi. Come on. For the people who weren't here in the beginning, Angus is back. Say hello, Angus. Say the kitty love. Say the kitty love. Hi. While this game starts to wrap itself up. Do. Mr. Purper. The reason I like Angus is because he acts like a dog. He's not really a cat, are you? You're like a dog trapped in a cat's body. So you see Dominator, Human Destructive Analysis, which is a really interesting card. Don't see a lot of that card around. Persistence Hunting now. Used to exhaust all the Mars cards. Tried to keep him away from that March Generosity combo. So he's able to, this is probably the play of the game as far as like this game goes, with him being able to tap all of the Saurian cards like and not letting him spike his Amber to try to win. That pretty much is the was a big swing here in the play, because that set him up to basically win the next turn, I believe. Because again, he has no way now to really rush his Amber forward. He can get to maybe 6 if he wanted to, and it's not going to be enough to put him in a place where Peavy can't combo out and win. He has a couple of different lines that he could take here. He could run the Chota into a dinosaur, kill the Chota, regrowth, pestilence, do the hunting, and with the reap off the tail line, he could, and then just Chota, like basically regrowth the Chota, play the Chota, win. He could do that, or he could just go by route of reap, Martians and key abduction, right? Because it'd be 8+7 when he takes the card out of the archive. So I believe he takes a minute to think about this, so we're going to move forward a little bit. There you go. So what he did decide to do was he decided to take the archive into hand and go ahead and play the reap combo to get himself to a place where he could hit the key abduction right there. Boom. So that was the end of that game. So we're moving into, we get to move into game 3. This is where I forgot to take the banner down, so I apologize in advance. So I'm a bad host with this one, but you're gonna get this banner the whole game. But I'll catch you up with what how this game goes down. But It came out really interesting because in the beginning, this is the best starting hand that I saw from either side, and Peavy got to basically come out with Rustnar, Giant Naubil, Tiliga, Nature's Call, and like it was a very fast start for his deck. And on the other side, Xiar actually came out with a lot of control-y type stuff and it was like really slow to his combo. So I felt like Peavy had a really good start in this game and was on his way early, but we'll see how it turns out. I'm not gonna try to spoil it for you guys, but I can't believe I forgot to take this banner down. Pretty embarrassed. Harlan had me totally distracted though. I didn't even get to really commentate during this. I didn't turn the mic back on or nothing. So here it is. But this game went by pretty quick. You see, like with the chains too, like Xiar took like it was 7 chains, I think, or 8 chains, I forgot. Like he took a good amount of chains, and like it definitely crippled his deck. But he does find a way to work out of them. But every time he works out of them, it just like by then it's just a bit too late. There's too many cards that he loses, because you got to think of each card. Basically, you're saying you're taking a card penalty each time you draw. So when you bid 6 to 9 chains, that's 6 to 9 cards that you're not going to get. Well, 6 to actually more than 9. It's like 6 to 11 cards you're not going to get because you're in the 2 card range. So chain bidding is one of those things that I find to be absolutely fascinating, and I need to get practice in the best of ones and stuff with chain bidding because I think that's a real game balancing mechanic. Like it's really neat, but being good at that, having the skill to be able to bid the proper chains for a deck is like that's next level. Like that's pretty intense. So you see here Xiar again not really drawing into any kind of combo pieces to do away with these chains, right? Like he just keeps drawing into the base creatures and stuff, which is not going to help him too much. Meanwhile, Peavy is rushing his keys. He's right up to 1 key. So that Heart of the Forest at this point for Xiar is a must find. And the thing with Peavy's deck is that he has multiple ways to deal with that Heart of the Forest. So the longer the game goes, the less relevant that Heart of the Forest becomes. So here, some of the cards are going to start to fade into the banner. Sorry, pretty boneheaded of me. So there's the Heart of the Forest he finally draws into, Xiar draws into. And at the moment, there are no answers to the Heart of the Forest on the other side other than the Rustnar, which can be dealt with. So we'll see. But the Rustnar can't really deal with the Heart of the Forest at this point either if he plays it, because the Dominators will kill the Gnar before it gets a chance to actually activate. So he actually has no way of dealing with it, because even if he plays the Papaka Anga, that will give him +2 on the Rustnar. That's still not enough to kill the Dominators. So playing the Witch of the Wild here with the Heart of the Forest behind it seems like it would be a good turn for next turn, unless something else were to occur during Peavy's turn. Get it fast forward, as Peavy does take a while to think most of the time. Not the record for thinkers though. The longest thinker in the league so far is Arente. He takes a long time to play, but he's usually he's very good at being calculated about that stuff. So here comes the Gargantodon, and there are creatures behind the board now that you cannot see. It's like playing a game of memory at this point. You have to remember that the skirmisher has been slid to the right. And now Legatos Raptor came out on that side, and a Theron Centurion. And there's a Ludo for a Reap, again pushing his amber count really high. in hopes that he can get ahead and get rid of that, find a way to get rid of that heart of the forest. But again, don't forget about the fall mass mutation madness. I don't think you can forget with this stream because that thing was like posted up there for a while. People know about it. We've already got a couple people signed up. Pretty encouraging. And remember, you get a chance to win 20 Dark Amber tokens just for playing. That's a $55 value, which will probably be more than the 20% rake that we even bring in. So maybe, maybe not. But either way, it's there for you to win. Thank you, Maddie, for the donation. Very generous, luxurious playstyle. Look into them if you want the best in all things tokens. See the Molina, see like pushing the amber count, just getting it as high as he can get it. Trying to get himself into a place where he can get to that key when he gets the chance. Not a bad strategy. Other than that, we do know that there is a Binite Rupture interdimensional graph combo in Xiar's deck that could really make that whole thing backfire. So this is the skirting the line and basically playing super aggressive in hopes to he's in hopes of finding a way to get rid of that Heart of the Forest too. He has multiple ways to do it, but he needs to get them in play first. Giant Naubil, he has the Rustnar, he has a couple of different opportunities. So there he goes. He finally eats the Heart of the Forest, and now the moment of truth comes along. We are coming down to the end of this game. If Xiar cannot draw an answer, so Xiar opts to bring out his Untamed and clear his hand. Here comes. Problem with that is now the interdimensional graft is off the board at this point because the second key is going to get forged, and when it's forged, like that card basically becomes an amber pit. So unfortunate. And there it was, the Briggs combo in hand, a turn too late. And not drawing the Martian Generosity combo and stuff it means that this was adios amigos to Xiar and his crazy deck that could not survive the amount of chains that he thought it could. But to be fair, Peavy was able to keep a ton of pressure on the game and just kept pushing and pushing, and got kind of lucky that he didn't get caught up by any of the traps that could have come Xiar's way. You see him here just pouring it on, and there's no answer in hand for Xiar at this point. So there you go. There you have it. That is the Xiar versus Peavy game. Sorry again about this silly banner. I will never do that again, I hope. But that was just an oversight. Harlan got me, and I didn't keep checking my stream like I should have, like a good person. But that is my hour stream for today. Joining me again tomorrow at 2 o'clock as we look at more of the KeyForge Premier League, or maybe even rock a game or two. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so tomorrow's my day off with Harlan. I usually I don't have to stream tomorrow, but if I can, I will. If I can't, I won't. Like depends on how he is. If he's too loud, it's just not worth it. But with that said, this is Jupiter from the Crazy Killing Machine KeyForge Premier League, reminding you that we do have events coming up, and we do have a lot to a lot on the line as we move forward with the thing. And don't forget to check us out at the Crazy Killing Machine Network.co.uk. You can check out all your Code information here. You can check out all your Premier League information here. It's like a one-stop shop for both leagues now. So make sure you hit that up and let us know how that is looking and give us ideas and feedback. We're always looking to make it better. So let us know. And if you want to support Carl and Steve about the Crazy Killing Machine, support them on Patreon. They deserve a shout out as well. So, but with that said, this is Jupiter from the KeyForge Premier League, and keep forging those keys. I'm gonna try to raid. I'm gonna look for a raid. Better be ready. Let's see if we can figure this out. Let's go to Twitch. Who's up? Nobody's up. Maybe I can't raid because I don't have a person to raid. Pick a live channel. Channels you follow. Nobody up to raid. So, I guess I'm just calling this a day then, a little bit early. See if anything pops up here in the near future. But it's time for me to go get Harlan. So I'm out. Take it easy, and thanks for watching and playing the game. Without you, there is no community. Without no community, there is no KeyForge. The game would be dead without us. So thank you to all who do things for KeyForge. I'm glad that I'm here to help support your cause. And tomorrow, make sure you keep an eye out on the YouTube, because me and Dominic will be recording a new art section tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get it out as soon as possible. So keep an ear out for that. If it's not out by Wednesday night, it'll be out by Thursday morning. So hopefully you guys like it. I think it's probably one of the more fun things I do, podcasting and VODing that I do. So give it a listen. Thanks a lot. See you soon.